All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an excellent evening. I'm doing pretty good. We've got another Ice Planet live building session here. We're going to be working on some more of the Ice Planet MOC. And interestingly, this is probably going to be the last time we do a live Ice Planet building stream for at least a while because it is nearly complete. We're really just finishing up some odds and ends here and there. And when I say complete, I mean like complete enough to bring to a convention. The convention is coming up next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. And the last few days leading up to the convention, I don't get that much done. We're usually getting the vehicle, packing up, things like that. But the mock is basically there. We're just finishing up some stuff. That's what we'll be doing today. But before we do that, I want to quickly go through a couple of things we accomplished during this whole session, this whole stream. It's been 8 different weekends, I think pretty much back to back. I might have missed one weekend or two in between some of these episodes, but the first one was episode 1. We just started working on this project. It was a lot of fun. We still had the 12-hour build together during this time. It was later taken apart to be built into a much larger scene. Episode 2, kind of repeating the same process, doing some more mock building there, landscaping. Episode 3, we made a lot of progress in the vehicles department. Ice Planet is pretty well known for its vehicles. We wanted to really capture that in this mock. We got the Ice Hawk done, and we started building a second one, if I'm not mistaken. Episode 4, we also were building some landscapes. We also were appreciating the smaller trucks we were building, and we also note the nice Ice Planet 2222 logo up there. We got our own custom Ice Planet logo now. Episode 5, we started working on the ice cave some more. The Yetis had a little place to stay. That ice cave isn't done and might not be done in time for the show, but that's something to add later down the road. I hope the audio is working last one. Episode 7 was a bit of a filler, just more landscaping. And then I think episode 7 we're actually building a spaceship if I'm not mistaken. But that spaceship is now done. There's a picture of it there. Still working on the name. I think it's going to be Glacier Guardian if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be working on that quite a bit. So that is pretty much done. Just need to decide the name. There's several great suggestions, but we're working on that. So back to what we're doing today. Going back to just chatting, we have 2 options in the poll. Basically 2 more things that need to be done this weekend. We could finish the last chunk of landscaping, and when I say chunk of landscaping, I'm talking about another section just like this, maybe a little bit less smooth on the front. This is one that will go on the back. Has a little pin connection. We need at least 1 more of these, and we could add a few more to go with this last square, which is kind of by itself. So these are great for making that Ice Planet landscape. We've got a huge collection of them already, and you can see a picture of them if you're a member of the channel. So if you're already paying that 99 cents a month, you're a member of this YouTube channel, you can see pretty much all the progress up to date. We don't have enough room on the building stream camera to show it all off. I've shown it all off on various streams before though, so hopefully you can check it out. So that's option 1. The second option is, I think, the more fun of the 2, but I'm going to let the poll decide what happens. I think it's already leaning in that direction. The second option is to build some giant ice crystals. So this is going to be very much something that I would enjoy because I love geodes, crystals, that sort of thing. I'm not addicted. I don't have any problems, but it would be a lot of fun to work on this. So I got an ad on my playback here, but yeah, there you go. So building an ice crystal, we're going to use transparent light blue bricks. So this color here works great. I think it'll work well for that icy, cool, icy and cold appearance. So we'll put 1 down for now. But we've also got a bunch of these. Where did I put them here? There we go. So you got some of these actual Rock Raiders crystals here we can put as decorations around them. So it should be pretty fun. Just making some giant ice crystals to put in various spots throughout the scene. Add a little decoration, a little irregularity to the landscape. Otherwise it'd be kind of flat. So that's the second option, and the poll is pretty heavily skewing towards that, so it's likely we'll do that, but we'll just give it a few more minutes while we read some of the comments, say hi to some of the people who have tuned in so far. And there was actually a question earlier on. I usually like to stream for 2 hours during a mock building live stream because it gives me enough time to get some work done and to chat with everyone. And those are the two main goals. And once those are accomplished, it's a successful evening for everybody. But Jamegios, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Welcome to the Knights of Falworth. Congratulations. Thank you for joining. You can see that Ice Planet picture. There's actually 5 pictures showing off all the different things that have been done. Lots of new buildings, lots of a few new vehicles. The big ship is actually one of the more notable ones. So definitely something to check out. Thank you for joining. And then Tim is here very early. Good to see you, Tim. Cross Airborne Customs. Thanks for stopping by, Cross. And you were asking about the duration of the stream. It's usually 2 hours, starting at 7:15 Eastern Time, and then going till about 9:15 Eastern Time, maybe 5 minutes over. So not too long, but long enough. If you sit through all of it, I'm impressed. That Lego kid is here and says, I'm not missing this one. Absolutely, that Lego kid. Glad you could make it. Apparently, you have to get up pretty early in Australia, so glad you're able to tune in. So it might end at around 7:15. Yeah, depending on what time zone you're in, Cross, for sure. Grumpy J is here as well. Good to see you, Grumpy J. Thank you for stopping by. It's not quite the same when Grumpy isn't here, you know what I'm saying? We got Ryan, I want to say Els, but I think it's Ryan Eels, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because there's 2 E's. But Ryan, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Mr. Just Break It is here as well. Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Just Break It. Hope you're having a splendid evening. We're doing pretty good. We haven't gotten too bad into our COOL counter yet. Only 1 orange dot so far. I've got this cup of orange studs just in case. We could have probably 30 plus if things get really out of hand, but hopefully we don't. And this is probably the last time for a little while we will have to worry about using that word. But Andrew Riley is here as well. Good to see you, Andrew, all the way from the UK. Andrew is a pretty regular attendee of the stream, so thank you for tuning in, Andrew. Let's see, we were talking about the time, so yeah, I might do a poll and figure out if there's better times to do streams, because I could do some on Saturday, could do some during the week. I'll check what days are best for people, and maybe add some new ones down the road, because I like doing live streams, and people seem to enjoy them. But yeah, let's see. Charge is here. Good to see you, Charge. These are going to be some COOL crystals, exactly. They're going to be some really chilly crystals. We got a whole bag of the small ones here that I'll probably open up and pour on the table. Going to use most of these, I imagine, and then some of these transparent light blue pieces. I think at this point it's very unlikely that just basic landscaping is going to beat crystals, but let's see, Grumpy J. Look at all these grumptastic people in the chat. Yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. We've already got a very lively chat. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Feel free to leave a message. Drop a like if you feel like it too. That helps the video a lot. Henry the Horse is here. Gotta get the crystals to stay awake. Yeah, you gotta have something, right, Henry? I got my classic Gatorade Zero. It's the same color as the crystals I'll be building tonight, so it's great. That keeps me hydrated. Keeps my voice working for a few more hours, so. Let's see. Audio is pretty low? Okay, well, let me know if the audio is not working for you. It's about as loud as I can get it on my end. The mic is right in front of me here, so I don't think I can do too much more than that. Nathan says 15 viewers and 11 likes. Something is horribly wrong here. It's like not everyone hit the like button. That happens sometimes, Nathan. It's sometimes people just want to watch and not worry about liking or not liking. It's all good. So, but I do appreciate those who choose to like because it helps the video a lot. And Grumpy J has discovered there are Ice Planet emojis for members. If you type in, I think it's just the ICE, ice, not in the political sense, just ice as in the material. You can use your Ice Planet minifigure emojis. So it's pretty fun. Arctic Commander, exactly. Peter Sloan is here as well. Looking forward to seeing this at Birmingham. Yes, Peter, I'm excited that you'll be able to see this in Birmingham. It's going to be a lot of fun. I almost said COOL, but it's going to be a lot of fun. That's a great connection system. Yeah, it's a simplified version of Mills plates, basically, which is a very robust system, which is better for more permanent builds. This is like for snapping together very quickly at a convention and making it make sense there. But I have an idea for what we're going to do for these ice crystals, but I'll read just a few more comments, make sure we get to most of them here. Let's see. Whoa. I need to read faster. Okay. Liam Brick says, attempting to build a Millennium Falcon out of a Yoshi bike. That's a very unusual mashup, lemur bricks, but I bet you can do it. Orange stud crystal of COL. Yes, exactly. I don't think I have any trans neon orange large crystals. We have some. Actually, hold on. Since we're in a crystalline mood, we got these orange crystals. They're not the trans neon, they're just trans orange, but we could use those if we wanted to. Let me know. Set those aside just in case. I got my whole crystal collection ready to go for this stream. SFAM Studio says, have you gone to any Legoland parks? Yes, I've been to Legoland, Florida a couple different times now, and I always had a great time. I think it is geared more towards younger audiences, but I love Lego, so I'm excited by all the stuff that I'm seeing. So, Malachi is here. Ice crystals, got to see that. Exactly. Ice crystals are going to be being built tonight, Malachi. Yep, it's Irish. Gotcha. Okay, good to know, Ryan. Good to know. All right. I love the light blue Chima crystals as well. They pair well with the Rock Raider crystals. I'm going to stop making suggestions now. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. No. I have those here, Nathan, for sure. Good. I love the suggestions. Keep them coming. You've got the Chima crystals here, too. I have a few less Chima crystals than Rock Raider's crystals, but that's okay. And they stack really well. I'm not going to use just these because I would run out pretty quickly, but I can put these on some of the areas, and it'll look great. Very icy and very chilly. So, yeah, we'll be doing that, Nathan, for sure. Thank you for the suggestion. A bunch of memberships gifted by Grumpy J. Thank you so much, Grumpy J. Appreciate it. And, yeah, all those people who got a membership, whether you're viewing now or not, you'll be able to check out a bunch of stuff I've posted for Ice Planet. You can basically see the MOC so far. It's almost done. I'd say it's about 85% done. So, a lot more to build, of course. Audio sounds good to me. Okay, good to know, Malachi. Appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback. Hi, says Okai. Good to see you, Okai. I missed the last couple streams. I've been vacationing in Hawaii, but I'm back now and glad I can join. Hey, Hawaii sounds great, Okai. No worries. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got the Ice Planet figure emoji dropping. Multiple members using it. That's awesome. Hi, Mark. Hi, chat. Final grades are in, so I'm free. Yay. There you go, Autumn. Yeah, those classes are all done. That's awesome. Yeah, all right. Is water ice, methane ice, or some other mineral crystal? I think it's a lot of water, but it could be some methane ice in there too, which would be, I don't know if that would be a different color. I think it would still, well, I don't know. Now I need to look it up. What color is methane ice? I need to type that in the search bar. Where did you get the exhibitor ticket? Last time I checked, there wasn't a link for them. For which convention are we talking about, Charged? Most conventions are pretty happy to have exhibitors, unless they run out of space. Then there might not be a link available anymore. Oh, yeah, Tim dropping all the Ice Planet emojis there. Looks great. Fantastic. Got some of those pearlescent trans blue 1x2 slopes. They would look great with the in your build. Yes, Andrew, yes. The pearlescent colors. I've got a few of the bricks in that color. You can see them here. They're kind of a more opaque, less clear, transparent, and they would work great. I don't know if I have enough to justify using this over the regular clear ice, but we'll see. I could maybe sprinkle a few in as kind of like a textural detail, like a little salt on the food to make it taste good. Did you do anything with all the orange studs? Oh, so the orange studs are still here, Ryan. They're right here. We will use them if I say the word COOL. Exactly. Autumn is like, Ren, is that you asking for a friend? Yes, so that's a inside reference to Autumn's comics on her Instagram, so check it out. Ren is unfortunately still missing, according to the main characters, but hopefully they can go find out where he is soon. I'm looking forward to the next installment of that. So methane ice is white, so that probably rules it out. I mean, I could do some clear crystals if needed. But yeah, I think this is going to be some water ice can look kind of bluish, so we're going to go with that. So, all right, Yeti's watching. COOL counting pieces in front of me here. Let me get some white plates, and we can start to have a platform to build a crystal on here. Just a couple of them. Actually, that's perfect. We'll do that. My phone is buzzing. I might have to turn off my notifications here. Hold on one second. There you go. Airplane mode. Well, not airplane mode. We want cell service. Do not disturb. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Because I still would like to watch the stream on my phone to make sure it's working, but I don't want to keep hearing buzzing on the table, so that's better. All right, so we got, let me move this over just to here so we can see what we're doing. Yeah. We got some pretty basic white, oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Pretty basic white plates here. We got a curved one here, curved one there. We might need a bigger one for that side. Maybe have a little bit of a... Anyway, the idea is that we'll have a platform and then we can build off of it with some white hinge plates here. And we don't want a super steep angle on these, but just enough to make it make sense. So something like that. And maybe we'll end up putting some tiles and slopes underneath it. You can't barely see it because it's kind of bright, but that's the idea. You got a bunch of clip pieces. Clips aren't the strongest of connections, but they're easy to source parts for if you're doing a lot of them. And if you support them correctly, they are actually relatively strong. I would say they're stronger in some cases than other types of hinge pieces. So older hinges especially, but maybe even some mixel joints connections are weaker than that. So, know a couple streams ago talked about building something from them. Oh, what, did I miss a comment here? Let's see, what does Ryan say? All the orange studs. Oh yeah, we've used orange studs throughout the build, but nothing too specific, Ryan. So yeah, but we still got a pretty sizable amount of them there. And you're a member, so you can check out the Ice Planet progress so far on the members post that I did. I think it was just a day ago. And yeah, so you can see there's going to be a few studs in that those buildings for sure, because the Ice Planet base is pretty much done at this point. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Yes, Mr. Just Break It. Great reminder. Mother's Day is coming up soon. I think it's this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all moms out there. So, did you finish the ship off stream? Yes, Sentru. That's what happened. The ship is finished off stream. Even if it's on the thumbnail here, I can show it to you guys if you want. Let me know if you would like to see the ship. But we will start building here, and I will start getting some specific colored pieces here. I need some light aqua. That's the color we're going to need for this configuration here. There's some light aqua in here. I don't know if these are the right shape I'm looking for, though. There's some in here. Yeah, we'll dig through here for a while. So let me put it on this side so you guys can see it. Using some light aqua pieces as the foundation for these ice crystals. Because I just want to use this color more. Let's get out some small slopes, tiles, and studs to make this work here. Almost like a color transition between the pure white of the snow and the ice and the terrain and the large crystal structures that'll kind of be sprouting from underneath. Based on that, there might be some sort of different chemical composition inside the ice itself, which is causing a difference in physical structure and nature. We'll see. I could, you know, jargon up some sci-fi filler like they do on Star Trek to make it make sense in my universe. So, there we go. A couple of bricks there. Set that aside. Might have some more luck over here. In the big teal bin. I don't know if this is going to fit up there. I could do... This bin is so big it's not going to fit on the camera. We're pretty zoomed in over there. But there are some good pieces here, so we'll pull those out. Yes, blue gradient is important if you're making it look glacial, which is definitely a vibe I'm trying to go for. But yeah, glad you're noticing that, Nathan. That's a good piece. So that little kind of... Oh! I'll get it in a second. I was trying to show you, look at how useful that piece is, and then it just goes bloop. Oh well. That's life. Alright. Just a few more pieces. We don't need tons of them, just some. There you go. few more little slopes would be good. Good. All right, that's probably enough to work with for now. We don't need to overthink it too much. Sit back down. Yeah, if we want to see the ship, let me know. I'll Tim would like to see the ship. Let me go get the ship. It was a good piece. Exactly, Henry. It was a good piece. I will track it down. There it is. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go grab the piece that escaped me, and I'm gonna go get the ship so I can show it to Tim and those else who would be interested in seeing it. So I will be right back. Give me one moment. There's the piece. And there's the ship. Alright. So the ship is already packed up here. You can see it in this bag, ready to go. The two side engines, nacelles, are not connected. They're separated so that they're a little bit more flexible for transit. But let me get it assembled for you guys here. I might actually switch to just building so you can see it on the table a little bit. There's one. There's part of a thruster too. But yeah, the ship is done pretty much. We'll show it off for a second. We'll get back to building ice crystals because I'm not in a hurry at all, and this is a pretty fun part of the build to show off. So there's that transparent neon orange thruster. Got these two little tiny aerodynamic wings. There you go. And they go just like this. Doink. Doink. And the ship is pretty sturdy once you get those attached on there. It's very swooshable. And it's much too big for the camera. You can see how big this thing is compared to the size of the Yetis and the minifigures inside. It's a pretty large ship. It's about 50 studs long. So it's not a all caps ship acronym, but it is a big spaceship. And it's got some weight to it too. The party trick, I might have to switch to the just chatting camera for this. You can turn these guys down. Let's turn it all the way down. There you go. And it can do a kind of vertical takeoff and landing as needed. So a pretty awesome spaceship. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I think it's got a very nice balanced ice planet color scheme. Oh, and that piece fell off the back there, so I have to get the... But it's relatively sturdy most of the time, except when I'm showing it off on camera, but yeah. There you go. All right. Yep. So, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's going to have a fairly generic name. It's not going to be called Icy McIceface like some people were suggesting, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And because I think it's pretty awesome looking, it made the thumbnail for this stream. So now that we've shown it off, the thumbnail is justified. There we go. Oh, and part of a thruster got lost over here too. Yeah, it packs up in a bag and is relatively easy to set up too, so I'm looking forward to bringing that to a convention. Very soon, actually, just about a week away at this point. Because we will be driving off on Friday. There you go. That's a little too high. Let's move this over. That'll do it. Awesome. Okay. Putting that there, that there. So now we're just adding some of that really nice light aqua pieces to the terrain. Pretty simple, not overthinking it too much. I might need some 1x2 plates in light aqua if I have them. I don't know if I do. I haven't really built much in this color at all before. I have been trying to collect as much of it as possible for projects just like this, but we'll see. I know I've got plenty of 1x2 bricks, but are plates anywhere to be found? Not really. I'll make it work somehow. Even just a 1x1 round plate right in there will work. So there you go. Oh, well, I was talking about 1x2 plates. They're sitting right there, so I just needed to look a little bit harder. There we go, and probably do this one there, and this one can go right there. Nice. And probably put that one there. You could do that there. Put this one here and there. All right. So a little bit more terrain added there. It's pretty bright because I have the brightness on non-automatic, so it's not flashing you guys. But yeah, you get the idea there. Let's see. Mr. Just Break It found it very amusing when I dropped my piece. My graduation presents I've gotten so far have been the Dune Ornithopter, Cyclone vs. Metal Sonic, and Transformers Bumblebee. Some great sets, Lemur Bricks. That's awesome. Gotta watch these icy pieces. They're slippery. Yeah, they just right out of your hand. What's the big bright blue piece in the blue bin? Bright blue. Oh, let's see. That's a good question, Lemur Bricks. There's a ton of bright blue pieces in here. Maybe we're talking about this darker panel here, but there's a lot of blue pieces. I don't know if I can point out exactly which one you're talking about, Lemur Bricks, unless you're more specific. I don't know if this would be a good idea, but you could try to make a giant bismuth crystal. Maybe better for power miners, rock raiders, but the crystals look wild and could be COOL side item or something. Possibly. I know I like geodes, and I could make some sort of geode at some point. So, ship time. Let's go. Oh yeah, you're liking the ship. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Tim. I'm very happy with it. I think it turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to work. Oh, Autumn says, your IG says, final Ice Planet stream. Explain? So, final for a while. That's kind of an exaggeration to get people to click. So, hopefully it's working. But the idea is we're pretty much wrapping up the basics of the Ice Planet build as far as what we need to get done for the convention. Just finishing up some ice crystals and 1 or 2 more landscape chunks, really. And then we'll be pretty much done. So just a few things more to do maybe down the road would be like an ice train and the large all-terrain rescue vehicle that I wanted to make. We still have the tires for it if we wanted to do that. So, but those might happen off camera. I might switch to a different live stream for a while. It might be some Horizon Zero Dawn, or it might be some Hydronauts, might be some other themes that we explore, maybe in conjunction with 12-hour build. We'll see. So this is possibly the last Ice Planet stream for a while. I know this is the last one in a row, so we'll see how it goes. Loving how the top of it came together, and the Technic fenders are super sick. Part 2 shoots. Oh, thank you, Century. I found 2 of them. I don't even know where they came from, and I'm like, these will work great as kind of like a basically what they're supposed to be, a fender to kind of support that joint motion there. So it should work out. But Reese is here. That looks so good. I'll appreciate it, Reese. Thank you. Yeah, we're working on it. We're the ship is looking great, and we're working on some ice crystals now, which I'm gonna actually start building on. I think at this point. Let's get that. Oh, that one went all the way in. Not what I wanted to happen. Let me get this out one more time. I forgot to get a brick separator as usual, so I'll be working alone this time. But there we go. Put that in there. Put this there. Awesome. Because we kind of want them at various angles in the build. There you go. And I don't know if I want to do stacked plates versus stacked bricks, but we'll go with stacked bricks for now because I have a lot of bricks. That would probably be better to build with right now. Let's see what we can do here. This is a theory. I don't know if it's going to work out. We might have to try something else if this doesn't work out. How many bricks is enough when building an Ice Planet crystal structure? I'm thinking at least 7 or 8, but we'll find out here. We need some cheese slopes to go on top too. Some of these. Just like that. We'll see. my question is, if these are we noticing the lines too much? Because you see those lines that separate each brick? I don't know if that's too much texture going on. We could try it with just the plates and see if that works. But yeah, if that is not working, we can try something else. We got some really great, I almost said COL again. We got some really great transparent light blue bricks here from the latest transparent magical brick boxes from the classic Lego series. And they're terrific. I am loving these. So I want to be able to incorporate these into some builds here. Yeah, trying to get these wacky angles to work so that this crystal looks correct. I'm trying to kind of make it look like a giant version of the smaller crystals that are here. And maybe even put one on top once we get to the top. That's looking pretty neat. Definitely wasn't about to say COL. There we go. So that's what I'm thinking. Kind of like that. I like that. That looks pretty good. That might be the trick there. And it's pretty sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere unless I start pulling on it. So, because of how simple that is, though, is that too simple, guys? I don't know. Let me mess around with it just a tiny bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. I think that's actually doing the trick for me. Because I could limit myself. I could limit myself to... first 1 second, you got a ton of purple crystals if you need them. I've got these giant trans light blue. There's trans dark blue there too. These could be incorporated in there too, but this is technically better because this is really fun. These big acrylic ones that I got custom from Etsy from a friend of mine, but these are brick built, and that shows a lot more effort, and they're purist. So I think I'm going to go for these. I could maybe find a way to incorporate these in later, though. I think I'm going to do stuff like this. This is actually, the more I hold this in my hand, the more I like this. And we can get some pretty large ice crystal chunks with this. So, oh, Teaver, thank you for tuning in. And has the vote been decided yet? Yes, it's 74% ice crystals, so we're going to go for that. But yeah, thank you everyone who voted. Yeah, we're pretty much going for that at this point. Just to make that clear. But yeah, we'll set aside these giant ice crystals over here and let them inspire us with their angular magnitude. But yeah, these are gonna work. Oh, I really like that piece there. That's exactly what we need. That's awesome. So we'll play with that a little bit. Too simple. Oh, you just came up with the amazing build instantly, so it might seem that way. Hey, appreciate it, Andrew. Yeah, the crystal. At first, I was questioning myself and saying, "Is this as easy as it should be?" But I think I'm liking the appearance of it now, and I don't want this to be like ridiculously complex. Just like nice. Doesn't have to. I'm not trying to show off with the techniques that I'm using here, so I think this is gonna work just fine for what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this. There we go. And you know what would be great? I don't know if they're going to be in here. Oh, yep. I spoke it into existence. There we go. So, what we got is a 1x1 brick with a little pyramid, 1x1 pyramid piece on top. It's kind of fuzzy, so you can't quite see it. But that's going to go on this very angular one over here. And a cheese slope on the other side. There we go. And that's going to do it, I think. That's pretty much what I want to see it look like. So that's one small one done. Now let's work on a bigger one here. I think we can make a much larger crystal than this. This is like a little decorative one. Let's get a base built with some more plates like this. These are these kind of larger 6x6 plates. That's one possibility. I kind of like that, actually. We might do that. Let me get just a little more to go on top. All right. There we go. And maybe it's a little too big. Let me get a 4x4 or we'll do it. Perfect. All right. That will do it. Awesome. We got one crystal that I like done. Let's keep working until we make another one that's significantly larger. And this will start with a core of crystal that goes straight up and then have things branching off of it as it gets a little bit into the medium areas. So. What was your favorite LEGO Masters challenge? Just SFAM Studios. Great question. Oof. The most fun one was also one of the more tragic ones. And that was the hat challenge, which was a very exciting LEGO Masters challenge. That worked out pretty well for me and Steven. We got through just fine. Some of our good friends, Moto and Paris, did not do well. So that was tragic, but it was just a really fun challenge to participate in. So I like the crystal. Purist is definitely the way to go. Yeah, that's the goal with this one, Okai, for sure. That is working for me. So. And Tever says, okay, COOL, not going to say it on stream, trying to avoid that. Then crystals are a good choice. Yeah, it's just another thing to decorate the scene with. I'm really enjoying the sleek ice planet landscape so far with all the blues and the whites, but it needs a little bit of something to help it sparkle. And I think these crystals will do the trick. So. Limerick says, hey Mark, could you go back and read my previous message? You missed it. I'll check it, Limerick. Let me see what we got here. No, it has Technic pinholes, but not real holes. There's another one that had some fans on it, both in light blue. Ooh, fans on it. There might be pieces like that in there, Limericks, but I'm just going to keep building. I didn't see the piece you were talking about, but I'm sure there was some great pieces in the icy color scheme here. But Jesse's Brick Galaxy is here. Hey, Frosty. Absolutely. We are staying frosty with our ice planet building. We're going to start another big crystal here in just a moment. We just finished the base for it, and we're kind of slowly assembling the pieces needed to start building our way up. I was kind of confused. I was not sure if I wanted to go for something as simple as just stacking a bunch of trans light blue pieces, but it seems to be working for me. It's just, I think it's going to do the trick. I'm trying not to overthink it here. So. I like the way it looks. I'm just like, is it really that simple? Like Nicolas Cage and what was that movie? I can see his face as he's saying that line. So. Wow, looks COOOOOOOL. Yep, that Lego kit, it looks pretty awesome. So Henry the Horse says COOL. Did I say it again? Somebody catch me if I said it again. So Ryan Bran, I can't pronounce your last name, Ryan. Good to see you, Ryan. I recognize you. Good to see you. How's everyone doing tonight? We're doing good. Is that a 3D printed or Lego built crystal on the left? So these are 3D printed. These are big resin printed crystals that I purchased from a friend. They're just giving us inspiration. I'm not going to use them in the build this time, but I might one day use them in a build. But what I'm building right now is these kind of larger crystal structures here to decorate the scene. So I got one done, one kind of smaller one done. I'm going to be working on some more. So Spectre is here. Good to see you, Spectre. Happy Friday. I'm a bag and a half from finishing Barad-dûr. Got this day one. It's been a long journey. Sounds like a epic quest that you're nearly done accomplished That's very good, Spectre. I applaud your efforts there. Okay, says, feeling tired, Ryan? LOL. Thank goodness it's Friday. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Friday is here. It's been a long week for me too. We were very busy here at my place. Had some family visit, and so did get a lot of building done. So that's good. And that progress is available for members to see. I'm gonna keep saying that because more people show up, more people leave. So check it out if you're a member. If you're not a member, consider joining. It's 99 cents a month. But yeah, the big picture with lots of ice. Actually, there's 5 pictures covering all the Ice Planet progress, including the big ship. Lots of buildings added to the base. It's pretty exciting stuff. We'll hopefully be able to cover it at least a little bit, at least some videos at Birmingham. I don't know if the convention will be big enough to justify a full live stream, because I like to do a live stream for at least an hour. And if there's not enough material to see at the convention, I might not just set up a full live stream. Maybe I'll do like a few short videos, something like that, so people can see what's going on. Maybe a post or two on Instagram. But yeah, live stream, we'll see. Based on the map, it's going to be a pretty small convention, so I don't want to have it be not super impressive for all the effort of a live stream. We'll see. So, working on a crystal. It's pretty basic. I'm debating if I want to use these inverted slopes in here and have a piece jut out from the side. I think that would look pretty neat. Let's see. Let's try it and experiment a little bit here. Maybe. I don't know. I'll play around with it some more. That's a little too transparent. I don't know if I'm going to use that 1x2x5 brick. That might not look exactly correct. Yes, it's a blessing. It's Friday. Exactly. It is Friday. Grilled Cheese Bricks is here. Good to see you, Grilled Cheese. Thanks for stopping by. Gid Bricks is here. I'm working on my first modular ruins custom. So far, it's so good. Trying to work on a tree that's overgrown through a wall. It's been hard, but for the right design. Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds like a complicated build process, Gid Bricks, but I think you're on the right track, though. It sounds like you're making progress, so keep it up. Yeah, let me get some more angled pieces down, and then we'll work from there. I think I have an idea here. If we do this, is that too steep? Yeah, kind of. Let's do that and that. That'll work. What we're trying to do is have those little clip pieces set up an angle on top of a slope piece underneath there so that they're not going to go too far down. They're going to be very secure where they belong. So we will keep trying that technique to make it work. Let's do one like this, and one more. We could probably do one at an angle. That'd be wild. See if that'll work. I think it'll work. Will it work? We'll find out. That should work. Trying to kind of decorate the base so that it doesn't look too distracting there. Get to the chopper, Grumpy. Wish I could send a picture for good design advice. That might be something I get into at some point, Gidbricks. Like, let me give you advice on your MOC series. That would be pretty fun. Might have to do that. But yeah, good luck with your MOC, though. I hope it goes well. So, that Lego kid. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna allow this message one time. That Lego kid. Here we go. That's a lot of O's with a cross strike through them. So, and Teaver gifting 5 Mark of Fall with memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, my friend. And congratulations to all those who got a membership. You can now check out some behind the scenes posts on the about members section. So check it out. So the latest one is going to be the Ice Planet build progress. There's big ships. Modular buildings added to the entire layout. It looks pretty fantastic. I'm pretty excited about it. So. Let's see. I bet you I can do this. And maybe one more brick in there, make it that big. We'll do that. Oh, don't lose that. And maybe that'll work. Let's see. Yes, that's gonna do it. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but that one clip is at an angle, and it's gonna cause issues unless I can find pieces to go around it, like that little curved tile right there. So that'll actually help a lot. So if I could find a few more of those, I'll be doing great. I think I can. I think I got some more here. Yep. Awesome. Let me turn this tile just a little bit. That'll work. Fantastic. So, keeping it frosty right there. All right. That should work. I think I could do even one more if I had the right pieces. I don't think I have the right piece I'm looking for there. Not quite. Well, let me see if I can find one for you. Hold on one second. That would be a good spot for one. Well, it'd be pretty much just straight. I'll do it. I'll do it. Why not? I'll show you what I'm thinking of in a second. If I can find the right piece. Oh, maybe not. Ah, yeah, there you go. Perfect. Okay, what I was looking for was this little white clip right there. You attach it to this other little white clip piece, little bar piece, and then we'll put that right there in the middle. So as many different crazy angles as possible. That should be plenty now. Let's start putting some bricks in there. Let's start with like 3 or 4 each. And that one's darker for some reason. We'll do that. It's also a pretty similar angle to that one. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Let's get that right there. Yeah, look at that. So, got some pretty wacky angles sprouting out of there. The one thing I don't like is there's a little bit of a white hinge exposed there, but I don't know what else I can do to cover it easily without causing too much of a disturbance. I'll mess around with it. I'll see what I can do. But right now, I'm pretty happy with that, that shape. So we'll keep going up. There we go. And even do a little bit of extra work there. Yeah, these go together pretty quickly, so theoretically, several of these could be built tonight, which is great progress for the MOC. So starting to look kind of crystally there. That's doing it. Just looking like floral arrangements, just explosions of trans light blue pieces. So we'll give it a try here. It's looking pretty neat. I almost said pretty cool. I just said it saying I almost said that. 2 counters, not too bad, not too bad. It took a long time to type. I bet it did that, Lego Kid. Moxultation would be great. Oh, Henry, that's a great title there. I might have to do that. I'll put out a. I have a business email that I can use for this, so I can put that out and have people send pictures. That would be pretty fun. I might have to end up doing that. That'd be a pretty fun video, especially if it's more casual, less edited, just me talking about pictures that are showing up. That'd be great. So. Let's see. Flannel Shirt Guy. Love the username, by the way. Flannel Shirt Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Working on a short film, not made out of plastic this time. This is the perfect video to have while I work. Absolutely, Flannel Shirt Guy. Glad to be the background noise for you as you're working on your creative pursuits. That's awesome. Stay frosty, boys. All right, Teaver, we will. Absolutely. Charge says, wish I could send photos. My blast furnace Tahoe is almost finished, and it's a beefy boy. Any recommendations for making fireballs? Ooh, Charge. Fireballs are tricky. It depends on whether you want them transparent or if you're willing to go for more solid colors like orange, red, and yellow. But there's a couple different options. That Lego kit, it looks like you're sending ancient crazy things here. So. It's the spam algorithm is catching those comments that Lego Kids. I don't know if they're gonna let them through. Trade Long says, I like the way you hide that clip. Maybe you should use the transparent blue 1x2 down slope to hide the hinge. That's a great idea, Tad Long. I might try that. Let's see here. You could probably put a piece over it, like you were saying. Let me see what we can do at this point. I could have it go out in that direction. Yeah, that's good. Hey, great advice. I think I'm gonna do that because now it looks a little less present. So let's see if I can get the balance correct on how many pieces are gonna be sticking out from these. It's probably good on that one. A few more on this side one here. Just a few more on this front one here, not too many. One more there, keep that pretty low. And just one more over here. A few more on the back. Nothing too crazy back there. Actually, hold on. That'll work. We'll do that. All right. Perfect. Okay. So we've snuck a clip onto the back of the ice crystal here, which will allow us to have one coming out the back at a wacky angle, a little bit higher up, which should help quite a bit in kind of integrating that with the rest of the ice crystal here. Let's see. Let's do about 5, maybe? A little more than some of the other ones. Yeah, that looks good. There we go. So you see that one on the back? That's a late addition, but I like it. So now we can decorate the top, kind of like we did with this one, and starting to see some crystals starting to form. I like it. I like it. It's working. Ice crystals are happening. I'm sure if you're clicking based on the thumbnail image, you're not seeing as much spaceship as you'd like, but the crystals are great progress for the decorations. So. Yeah, exactly. Add a crystal piece in the front of the hinge to hide it. Exactly. Great advice. Big Screen Bird is here. Good to see you, Big Screen Bird. Hey, bud. Are y'all coming to Nashville for Brick Fan Expo in October? Not going to Nashville, just because we didn't like Nashville. It was hard to drive through. Didn't like, just the location was difficult to access. But we will be going to a lot of the other Brick Fan Expo conventions. The next one's going to be in Birmingham. Then we've got Tampa. And we're doing another few as well, so keep an eye out for different announcements as far as where the locations are going to be. They're kind of like in flux the further out they are. So sometimes they move around different cities or different times. So Ryan says, that sounds great. Can I take a number? And then that link gets this, the Lord Business laugh there. And then Fall Equinox says, and gals at T. Yeah, exactly. Stay frosty, guys and gals. Exactly. Then Grumpy says, oh, Autumn, you're one of the guys. I think she's just trying to express some diversity there. It's fine. So that looks great. Demolishes her icicles. Oh, no, Autumn, no, your icicles are great. Icicles, every icicle is different. It's okay. Yeah, definitely the hinges are working. The angles are working. Now it's just the decorations on top of this one to really spruce it up a little bit. So we've still got plenty of these smaller ice crystals in front of us, so we'll use a couple of these to decorate it. I think we can sneak one in here, and maybe one right there. There we go. Put a few around the bottom, like they're just bursting out of the ground. Are these like crystals that are like a species? Do they grow? Do they communicate with each other? There's a lot of questions that I'm now asking myself as we get further along on this thing. One go up there. I think I could fit one in there. Yeah. Let's do one there. Gotta be careful how many of these crystals I use. If I use them all up, there won't be any left. So we'll do one more and that'll be it, because this is a slightly larger crystal. I want to make some crystals even bigger than this. I want to make them just like a forest chunk of crystals. That's working a little bit. I'm not sure if I like this one on the very top. We might try something else. Might have that just be a cheese slope up there. But yeah, other than that, it's starting to flesh out very nicely. Yeah, let's do that there. And let's see if we have... I'm going to try to speak it into existence. If we have another 1x1 brick, we'll be styling. There's another one of these. That's good. That's a useful piece. Save that aside. Oh, here's that. This is a new mold that came out not too long ago. It's a small curved piece. Shorter than the previous version of it. I don't know if you can see that, but that'll work good. We'll save that out. That would work good for covering hinges like you guys were recommending. So we'll save that up specifically for that. There we go. Let's get a few more cheese slopes now too. Let's see. And I'm seeing some imposter colors here. There's a trans medium blue. That's going to be this one right here. And there's a trans light blue, which is right here. Very subtle shade of blue different. This one kind of has more of a purpley tone on this camera here. But yeah, not using that. As neat as it is, I'm not using that on these crystals. I want to keep the color pretty consistent across the board. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Save some of those out. A lot of these transparent light blue pieces came from Tron, so a worthwhile sacrifice indeed. It'll look pretty good in Ice Planet here. There we go. Oops, that popped out. Didn't want to do that. Actually, we'll leave it this time, but you can add a 1x1 round plate to a connection between plates or bricks, and that'll make it much stronger. So that the clutch power on transparent pieces is very good, which is useful for what I'm trying to do. So let's see. Did I use the one with the brick already? No, here it is. Let's use a pyramid on that. Right there. And set that aside. And set this aside. In there. There we go. Nice. Sweet. Can probably just put a few more bits of white and transparent, white and the light aqua pieces out down there. Just a few more I think would make sense. But that is looking pretty rad. Not too chaotic, but not too straight either. This could be very blocky looking if I wasn't careful. So I think that's working. Very good. We're going to set that over here where we can see it. And hopefully will inspire us to do more. I'm actually have the good side face the camera there. There you go. Very shiny. Very cold looking. All right. Whoa, some comments here. Psychic anamorphic crystals. Whoa, yeah, that was my idea, Teaver. That would be like they're alive and they're like communicating via, sonic vibrations, basically. Maybe they are eggs. So, Tadlong, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, but I have an idea. This is adding to the biodiversity of Ice Planet here. Let me show you guys this. This is a very interesting thing I was planning on doing. In the year, I think it was 2000, there was a theme called Arctic that came out, and it had these really great little asteroids that have transparent light blue case, a little container for them. And they got these really neat, I'm almost saying the word COL, these really neat creatures, if I can open it up. You got transparent neon orange scorpions, transparent neon green scorpions, neon orange spiders, transparent dark blue spiders, lots of little alien looking bugs here. And they have these asteroids, and my idea is these are some of the native species of the planet, which is what we're building. And it's not Christo, which is the planet of Ice Planet. This is Boreas, which is a bigger, distant, icy planet that they've now visited. And so here's some of the creatures that I'm hoping to have inhabit the world of Boreas. So they're able to have some cool eggs nearby the crystals, and they're discovering these unusual life forms in there. And this is also what the Yeti like to eat. They like to eat bugs. Because there's not a lot of other mammal type creatures, and so they eat the scorpions and the spiders because they're pretty big and pretty tasty if you cook them right. So that's the theory behind these creatures that live on the planet that they're currently looking at. I also have these really spooky looking fish, which are Lego pieces. They're just the craziest pieces you'll ever see. But these could be under the ice, swimming around, trying to eat scorpions and other creatures that might fall beneath the water, beneath all the ice. But yeah, so lots of alien eggs to put inside the scene. Should be great. I think I might have even just one or two more of these somewhere, and I could get them out. But I've got plenty of little alien creatures in front of me here to play with, and there's even a giant one here. This is a Hero Factory piece. It was used to kind of latch onto and possess the heroes and make that a fun story arc for them. But it's this big rubber piece that looks kind of scorpion-like. And I think this is the only one I have, and it's very fortuitous that it's a very similar color to a lot of these pieces. So I think it'll be a fun addition. This is like a massive hive queen of the scorpion things. So all the sci-fi goodness happening here. So I might have to kind of write a story for this and post it somewhere, but for now, just know there's lots of bugs, and the Yetis eat the bugs, and the bugs live in the ice, and they probably live off of methane and other chemicals and materials and minerals that are in the ice, so pretty fun. So lots of good stuff happening. Mark is the real Walter White with all his bags full of blue addictive substance. Okay, yeah, don't get me started. I have a crystal problem, and that's okay. It's okay to have a little crystal issue every now and then, it keeps me off the streets, and it keeps me really hyped up. It's good. Joshua is here. I actually have tons of figs and pieces in my collection. I am more meant what it's the best way to start out building the MOCs. Haven't done it in a while, and it could be overwhelming to start. Oh, so starting out. Okay. Interesting, Joshua. Well, I might have to do a send your Lego photo to Mark for a piece of advice video, because that sounds like something that people are interested in hearing. Just my thoughts on MOCs and give you guys some pointers, because I build a lot of MOCs. I don't have trouble starting MOCs. I sometimes have trouble finishing them, but I can definitely give you some pointers. So, yeah. Those 8x8 trans blue plate I got in bulk lot and had to check twice to see if it was fake, but it's Lego. Yes, Tim, these bad boys here, they're awesome. This is a medium blue. I think I have a trans light blue one as well, but they're terrific. And they're pretty expensive if you try and find them now. We won't need those because we're going up, not horizontal, but they're still pretty awesome. So, Tad Long says, my only complaint with that curve piece is that there's no way in HE double hockey sticks I'm going to be able to tell the two apart, not ever if they get mixed up. That's possible. Sometimes Lego is hard to differentiate, for sure. We got a bunch of memberships gifted by 13 Bats. Thank you so much, 13 Bats. Appreciate it. That all those members can now see a lot of the Ice Planet updates on the posts section of the members area. So you can see lots of pictures of all the Ice Planet stuff, including this spaceship, which I'll probably break out just to show people. This is in the thumbnail, but you can see it's pretty much done. There's not much more I really want to add to this, and it's huge because it dwarfs all the stuff we're building on the table here. But yeah, there's a lot more than that to see on the members area, though. So congratulations, everyone who has a membership. Check it out. Trans medium blue plate. Those are beautiful. They are, for sure. Let's see. New to your channel, enjoying your vids. Oh, thank you, 13 Bats. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of Lego to be seen and enjoyed. Trying to keep it very fresh and chilly. So this is Breaking Bad episode. Exactly. This is the crystal episode. You're getting into Mark's crystal addiction here. I'm somewhat notorious for it, but it is what it is. So. Let's see. Lots of comments. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. I'll try and speed read a few of them here. UFO Bricks is here. Good to see you, UFO Bricks. Malachi is here. Loving the large ice crystals. I have to say they look pretty COOL. Exactly. Trying to avoid saying the word cool. Henry says, my minifigure tripping. Exactly. Let's see. Reminds me of the Fortress of Solitude. That's what I was going for, Joshua. Absolutely. Glad you're getting those vibes for sure. Both interesting concepts. Yep. Talking about the aliens at this point. Sorry, I'm slow on reading the comments. The anglerfish are official pieces. Where are they from? Sentry, those are from older, slightly older city sets. They were in like a diver submarine set. You can look them up. I think probably if you search anglerfish, there's a glow-in-the-dark version here. And there's a black and white version here, too. Very unusual. And, yeah, they're official pieces. They're kind of hard to track down now, I think. They're just unusual. Flannel Shirt Guy says, light blue Gatorade is part of the MOC. Exactly. I should have a water feature with light blue Gatorade flowing through the scene. That'd be very fun to include. City Stunts. Okay, yeah. City Stunts probably had a few, too. I thought they were in at least some city sets. The Tundra Buster, exactly. Just opened the Bauer Doors final bag. The eye, it belongs to me. Ah, yes, my precious. Man, Stunts really put a lot of interesting molds into circulation. Oh, thank you, Henry. Yeah, Stunts was wild. Stunts was a crazy theme to exist. I think it didn't land. It didn't stick the landing, but there was some pretty bold choices made, and I gotta appreciate that. Let me see if I can get some more white clips. It'll take a second, so that'll be a minute, but yeah. I saw those. They were what really kickstarted my desire to get back in LEGO, referring to the 12-hour and 24-hour builds. That's awesome, Joshua. Glad that you got some inspiration to break out the LEGO pieces again. City Stunt Show truck for the black and white one. Perfect, yeah. So if you can find the mold there, you can find the different color versions, hopefully, that exist on Bricklink. I imagine there are a couple bucks to get one, but they should be out there. Let me get a few more hinge pieces and maybe even make another base or two, because we could have a tiny crystal in this one, but I think this is probably the smallest we want to go, just a little bit larger, more like a 8x8, and then we can make one that's even bigger than this one here. So we'll keep going and see what we can do. 8:22, still got some time left on the stream. Malachi says, have to head out. Have a good weekend, everyone. Take care, Malachi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening and weekend. Need a bad pun button with a drum sound effect you can hit mark? Exactly. But exactly. Whenever someone has a joke referring to cold temperatures, we can do that. Well, there's one of those. There you go. There's a few more. Let's see. Nice. There you go. Alright. A couple white plates secured. We can now begin building some bases here. this is a, like, easy, boom. There's another small crystal base. There's a very small crystal base right there. Why am I sticking with round shapes? Just because I feel like it. The idea is that once a crystal is built, we might have to reinforce that one. Let's do it really quick. Still hearing birds chirp. It's pretty late out. I'm surprised there's birds outside. All right. Once a crystal is built, you can then kind of set it or snap it onto the ice planet scene without too much difficulty, just like that. We can cover up how many times we've said the word COOL. Yeah, because the white studs on the terrain and the white base should theoretically merge pretty seamlessly. We are going to need some more light aqua pieces too, so I'm going to dig for a few of those for a second as well. We've already used up all the materials I pulled out at the beginning. That's a good one right there. I think the most useful shape, though, is the slope pieces. Those are really good. The audio is going to be a little crunchy for a minute while I dig through the pieces, but I'm sure if you're a Lego fan and you're watching this, you've heard it before. So hopefully it's not too bothersome. I know some people think it's soothing. I don't think it's soothing, but it's pretty much just like white noise at this point for me. So. There we go. Beautiful light aqua. Oh, here we go. Glad I have a big bin of teal pieces to dig from. I knew this was a pretty awesome color and was carefully collecting it for many years. I think this color has been around for a little while. So trying to acquire as much as possible ended up being the right call. Because you never know, a few years down the road you might want to make a big ice planet build. You'll need lots of light aqua in your scene. So, yeah. Alright, that should do it for now. Let's see what we got for comments here. And Mark Stoll Falls, aka Autumn's ice planet. Exactly. Are you Grumpy J? Are you calling Autumn Fall? I think her name is Autumn, but yes, or Fall Equinox. Yeah, Fall. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was confused by the synonym usage there, but yeah, no. So Autumn has been working on a very nice ice planet build a little before I started working on my larger one, and then I've made a ice planet 12-hour build a few months ago, which I really enjoyed, and so yeah. People be building ice planet. It's okay. It's not a competition. It's a team effort. That's how I see it. I'm not trying to build better than anyone else. I'm just trying to enjoy ice planet. So I don't think my build is better than anyone else. So there you go. Save that in there. But thankfully, I had pretty much all the pieces I needed to build ice planet. So it's turning out. I'm enjoying the builds that are being completed here. There we go. And that's another nice big ice crystal base right there. Let's see. Oh, we can do one more pretty conveniently, I think, too. Is that going to be a 6? Yeah. Let's do this. There we go. All right. Enough white plates established here. Move these aside. Now we need some more white clips, I think. I was going to look for those at first, but I didn't get around to them. You should source sponsorship from the drink you drink. Oh, yeah. Tim, I should reach out to Gatorade and have them sponsor my Ice Planet build. That'd be pretty funny. Free basing crystal. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cross says, sorry for I'm not commenting. I'm kind of busy getting the parts onto a Bricklink wish list for my MOC. I'm waiting for the parts. No worries, Cross. Thank you for watching. You don't have to comment all the time. If you can, I certainly appreciate it. But if you don't have time to comment while watching, that's totally fine. No pressure. Buy it all, Cross. Exactly. Don't go shopping with Grumpy J. He'll get you to buy everything. Nothing like the sound of Lego being sorted or searched for. Exactly. Sounds like the sea. Yeah, sounds like crashing waves a little bit, Tim. Good comparison there. Light aqua for the icy wind. Exactly, Autumn, for sure. I use a clean Jimmy Dean bowl. I scoop the Lego bulk and I sort from there. Oh, so you use a smaller container as like your main work area, Ryan. That's good. Mark 2028 build brick better. Yeah, sure, exactly. Ice takeover. I like watching you because it's not just Star Wars tiled off stuff. Hey, there we go, Ryan. That's a great compliment, Ryan. Thank you. Yes, I will eventually build Star Wars, I'm sure, but until then, we're making more fun textural builds like this. So, You always get ideas when you see other people do builds to inspire others. Yes, I was definitely inspired by Autumn's Ice Planet build to work on Ice Planet some more. So, yes, for sure. Ice Planet builders got to stick together like a tongue to a frozen lamppost. Exactly, okay, exactly. Alrighty, let's get some more clip pieces. Basically, we need the pieces that are creating the angles for these builds to make it make sense. So we'll track down some more of those really quickly here. I say really quickly, it could be a minute. In fact, I might even switch over to just chatting so you can at least see me as I'm digging. Let's see here. There's a few over here. This could be a minute because I do have a lot of white clip pieces, but they're just kind of buried with all the other pieces. One of the downsides of sorting by color. So. I'm finding plenty of the clip pieces, but not the bar pieces. Let's see if we can track some of those down. I might try that. Hold on a second. I found a piece that will create an interesting situation. I will show you what I mean in a second. Wow, not finding what I'm looking for here, guys. Hold on 1 second. There's one. Okay, that'll just about be enough. There you go. Sorry about the delay, folks. We're back. Let me get back to the building screen. There we go. So we found some clip pieces, the most interesting of which is this octagon-shaped element here, because it's got bars in all those different angles, which is really exciting to someone who's trying to get those crazy angles for these ice crystals. So let me see if I can attach a few of these and make it work here. Because that would be kind of like a built-in environment. Get a 2x2 plate here too. There you go. Well, that's too low for those. It's good for those, but too low for the other ones. Let's see. Oh, nope. There we go. one more. So it's too steep on these ones, but not steep enough on the other ones. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Here we go. So, in our quest to create crazy angles, we have that octagon with the clips going off in various directions. We'll hopefully make it work. We'll see. Until then, we might get some other connections in there too, because these will work pretty well. So if we do might need a bigger base than that one. Let's see. It's a little too steep. Let's put that over here. Yeah, that'll work. Awesome. And we could probably put that right there. No? No, maybe not. We'll mess around with it some more. More angle attachment right there. Got two coming out the front. This is a pretty small one, but I think it'll work. There we go. I'm going to keep pursuing this option, see if we can get it to kind of decorate the way we want it to. Let's see. If we put that one in there. At this point, it's trying to make those big hinge plates in white look less ostentatious than they do right now, because they're pretty in the way. Putting it nicely, they're in the way. Let's see. Let's do that. And do that. No? Let's try that. Oh, that won't work. Never mind. Okay. We'll try something else. Kind of starting to decorate that a little bit. Trying to make it not stand out too much. We'll see. This is being troublesome. Yeah. We'll keep experimenting with that. Oh, that actually works. We might do that then. We'll do that. Cool. Ah! I said it again. Instinctively. Got 3 on the counter. Comments really quick. Let's see. Love the organized chaos in this with all the rocks and lava. It looks like random bricks, but there's reason to their placement. Exactly, yeah. It's organic landscapes have to be somewhat chaotic, so makes sense. So. You're going to Tampa, Nexus? Ugh, maybe I'll go. Oh, is Nexus? Nexus is here. Good to see Nexus. Mark, what is the blue crystal thing that's not Lego? Oh, so these are Lego inspired. These are big 3D resin printed crystal pieces made to look like Rock Raiders crystals, but for a human hand size. So they are pretty awesome. But yeah, I have them here as inspiration for while we build some crystals to go in the ice planet scene. So. But yeah, they were custom made by a friend of mine. I actually did a reel on it on my Instagram a long time ago, so go check it out. I got that in black, going to use in my Ant-Man and the Wasp as a machine in their lab building. Oh, nice. Yeah. 13 bats is like blue crystals. Yes, blue crystal emoji is perfect for this. It's absolutely a perfect emoji to use for this stream. Are you going to go on the landscape sections you made, Mark? Yes, Tim. That's exactly what's going to happen with these. They're going to go in the scene to decorate the ice planet display. So almost like instead of foliage, there's ice crystals. So. Seriously, what is the blue crystal thing? It's piquing my interest. That's what it is, Nexus. It's big blue crystals. We have them in... the camera doesn't pick it up perfectly well, but this is technically light blue, and this is technically dark blue. They look the same on the camera, but it's very different to the human eye. It's interesting. So, Notch's brother's here. Good to see you, Notch's brother. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, microphone with Grumpy J. In the order, I have 231 of part 3001, 49 of part that, a bunch of black and bright green, dark bluish gray, and dark bluish gray. Some good organic colors there, Cross. Anna's World of Bricks stopped by. Good to see you, Anna. Thanks for stopping by. Ryan says Heisenberg. I mean, you know, it's funny. He actually has blue crystals in that show, so it's interesting. There's some similarities. I won't deny that. So, will you have a storyline that takes you through the full 8x3 display? I've seen some videos with very obvious through line that tells a story while letting you see the full MOC. Not necessarily like a full-on narrative, but there's definitely a goal. The ice planet characters are here on this planet to explore, to discover, and to survive. They're hopefully going to live here for a while. So it's a very interesting premise to me. Hopefully people find it interesting too. So, but it should be. There's not like necessarily named characters or anything like that. But I might have to make a story of some kind to kind of flesh it out a little bit. So. Because I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying creating a biosphere of sorts, so making it make sense, at least in a logical sense. It doesn't have to actually make scientific sense. So. Anna's World of Bricks says, I just finished a short, and it goes up tomorrow. Sounds good, Anna. Yes. Looking forward to that. I am happily subscribed to your channel, so I will hopefully see that when it comes out. At this point, Mark, you need to hide a Heisenberg fig in the scene somewhere, just inspecting the crystal with clarity, maybe with a magnifying glass. Would a figure with sunglasses count? And doesn't like a bald figure with sunglasses with a magnifying glass looking at it? That might work. I don't want to have it be too obvious, but yeah, that might make sense. So. That would be pretty hilarious. For those who don't know, they're talking about the show Breaking Bad, which is a very well-regarded show, and it has to do with blue crystals. Put it that way. So, not for kids. So. If you want help with your story, I'm happy to help. I might have to message you, Autumn. I might run some ideas by you. So. Well, that crystal is coming together nicely. Looks pretty good. Some nice angles there, coming out in all directions. Let me get some pieces to go on top here. Maybe some 1x1s. And some cheese loops. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Let's do that. And do that. Nice. So we added a little bit into the base there to kind of spruce it up. I don't know if you can see right there. Right in there. Hopefully fill it up a little bit. Might need some white plates to go beneath this one. Or maybe just some translate blue. No, it has to be open because of that hinge there. There we go. Okay. Right. Let's see. A 1x1 brick would be awesome. I don't know if there are any in here, though. Might have to do a cheese slope piece here. Let's do that right there. Here we go. Some cheese slopes on top right there. And we'll continue to have to explore this big one here, and might need a few more clip pieces to make that make sense. This one is not very big, but it's kind of wider than the others. The other ones have more of a thinner base. This one's spreading out a little bit, which is okay. That's the way the cookie crumbles or the ice crystals form sometimes. Here we go. Oh, nope. Hold on. Looking for a 1x1 brick in translate blue amongst thousands of 1x2 bricks. It's not super easy. They're all the same color. There might not even be any in here. I might have to look in a different bin. I might get one other transparent bin out here and really check really quick. Oh, I've got an idea. So, I got a lot of transparent pieces, and one of them is these guys. It would be fun to try and incorporate that in a scene, in one of the larger crystal sections maybe, because that just looks very crystal-like. So, I might have to try that. Have that be the core of one of them. I think that would make a lot of sense. Like that, kind of. It's pretty neat. We'll play with that in a second. Another thing we got is a bunch of these snowflakes, which may go on the tops of some of these. If I could figure out a way to attach them, because they need a... actually, this might be the trick. So I might be able to stick some of those in there. That looks pretty neat. There we go. Let's see, I'm not seeing any 1x1 bricks in here, so I might run out of luck there, but we'll browse. Don't know if I want to go for the full speckle one. That's just a little too much in my opinion, but I don't know, maybe. Well, no, we know where it is if we want it. Another few Chima crystals, not going to say no to those. And one more of these. And this. Alright. Cool. Ah, I said it again. I said it instinctively as a little break in the words. There we go. 4 times. Not bad, not bad. How do you have so many transparent pieces? I still barely have any even after 10 years of Lego building. Oh, sorry, Notch's brother. You would not believe how many transparent pieces I have collected over the years. That's one of the things I've really sought out. So sorry, they are hard to find. I get it. It took a lot of work to collect them all. So yeah. Can you put a minifigure in between? You can, Ryan. Exactly. That's what that was originally created for, in fact. And these work perfect for that. I don't know if I can give an example. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this might be what we do. Here, so I think we have to separate it first. Hold on. Yep. So, an unfortunate Yeti got frozen in this block of ice, but that's what that piece was originally intended for. So, pretty fun. I might just do something like that. That might be just one that I leave in the scene. One Yeti stayed out a little bit too late in the snowstorm and got frozen. So. Let's see. Gonna do that curved piece for that top one. You can see that newer element being used right in there. There you go. I really would love some 1x1 bricks though, so let me get out my final bin to look through tonight. Although I have more transparent bins I could look through eventually. That's a useful element. The transparent headlight brick. That will work for attaching a snowflake to if we feel like it. Very nicely. Aha! That's what I was looking for. The 1x1 brick. Perfect. There we go. Ooh, some good pieces there too. Yeah, this bin is what was sorted out from the last couple sorting streams. Just random colored pieces, but a lot of them are that trans light blue that we will be using, so it works. And plenty of them are that 1x1 size, which I really need for the tops of these things. So the pointy end of the ice crystal. Super nice. The ice is looking nice. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh, and there's a 1x1 brick, and we got it. Well, this is the bin to look through, apparently, because I found a bunch of the pieces I was looking for. Centru says, I picked up a ton of those snowflake pieces out of the pick-a-brick wall. I saw online you can attach the triangular yield signs to them and make an interesting shield/solar array shape with them. Yes, if you get that piece and create kind of a pattern, an orb shape, that's pretty neat. So, where's your Captain America minifigure? I thought I had one somewhere, but I might not. I know I have an Iron Man minifigure somewhere, but thankfully there are a couple versions of Captain America that are pretty cheap, so I can probably get one on Bricklink pretty affordably if I need to. So my cave muck is going to be a little simple. No worries, Cross. Starting out simple is a good idea, but I'm looking forward to that cave muck. It sounds pretty neat. I literally almost said COOL. I almost said it. Whew! You almost got me to say it, Cross. 13 Bat says, this set is going to look striking. Exactly. Ooh, I like the scorpion emoji being used there. Very, very suitable. Yeah, these ice scorpions. Something you wouldn't think of is ice scorpions. But Lego Arctic, that theme came up with that idea. Kind of based on the movie The Thing, which is interesting. There was a video from our Slugger not too long ago about it, and it was very fascinating. So, let's see. I might actually put this down below now that I have this one up there. Yeah, we'll do that there. And we'll do this one back here. Actually, what I might do... Let's do this there. And we'll do that one over there. Yep, that's looking good. I like that. And probably could put one or two more there. And one or two ice crystals, and maybe, is a snowflake going to go here, or is it going to go on the big ones? Let's put it on the big one here. Or maybe beneath the big one. Let's see. Is that the front? No, that's the front. This is the front, so I'm going to put this right here. There we go. So it looks a little dramatic. We'll see. Oh, that's the back. This is the front. So it's coming off of the front of the scene. Maybe turn it so it's like that. I don't know. When is it too much? You know, you got to ask yourself that. We'll see. This is going to switch over to a pyramid shape. That's actually kind of sharp. Ooh, got a sharp point to it. Yeah, we'll play around with that. It might not have a snowflake on it or not. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure on snowflake on there. Maybe not on that particular spot. Maybe on a different spot. Maybe in the back. We'll move it around a little bit and see what sticks. Yeah, that looks, I like that. Looks good. All right. Oh, that'll look really good on the back. We'll do that first. Excellent. And maybe just, do we have a small one in the front? We do. I think we can spend one more and put this somewhere. I don't know if it's going to fit there. Nope. It could fit over there or back there. No, it's not really being used anymore, so we won't worry about that. There's another ice crystal, pretty much wrapped up as it needs to be. I'm really liking it, so we'll leave it. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one over here. Like that. Yeah, I don't know if that snowflake is working right here. But we'll keep messing with it. Alright. This one could be interesting, to say the least. Let's see. Don't know if it's going to snap together very well. We'll find out here. So trying to add some light aqua to the base around those clips. We might only need that many. We'll see. We'll keep messing with it. Buy a lot of frozen sets to get the trans blue parts. Exactly. That might be the way to go. I know that some of those have some great part selections in them. I do have, I think I have enough to do most of the crystals with. But if there's some weird pieces I need, like 1x1 bricks, for example, I might have to bricklink some. I'm okay with placing a bricklink order or two to make this MOC work. I did place a bricklink order to get 2 more Yeti figures because I was only finding these 3, and I thought I had a few more, but I'm just not finding them anywhere. So I did buy 2 more Yeti figures. They're on the way. They should be here, hopefully before the convention. If not, they'll be in time for later scenes, later times it's displayed. So. Attach some squiggly branches to a dog and you could reference the thing. Exactly. Ooh, scary movie. The snowflake is too much. Gotcha, Henry. I may remove it. I'll have Steven have a look at it too. He'll let me know for sure if it's too much. So how much did those resin crystals cost? They aren't cheap, that Lego kit. I would say, I think I paid $20 each because it's a solid chunk of plastic. I mean, it's resin. It's heavy duty stuff. And they're very well made, and it was a friend of mine, so I bought a couple of them. So, yeah, I think you can get one for about 20, 15, 20, in that range. So, the snowflake feels like it would be the fortress emblem for the Ice Emperor or something. Okay, so it's a little too elaborate, maybe. Yeah, we might remove it if it's too much. So, those are some COOL crystals, exactly. COOL. What is your Easter egg on this then? Oh, interesting. Order the Captain America while you're at it. Exactly. Missing a great Easter egg moment. Yeah. Gotta have Captain America frozen in there. That would make perfect sense. Nexus for sure. So. Let's see. Do we have any 2x2 bricks? 2x2 bricks. There's one. We have plenty of 1x2 bricks. There's another one. And another one. That'll do it. There we go. Great. Dump all those there. Don't have any fall off the table. Fantastic. Just making a nice stacked piece in the center. Pretty tall crystal here. Maybe a few more bricks tall. Oop. These stacks of round plates are rolling off the table pretty much. There you go. This might have too much space between the main crystal and the side pieces. We'll see. We will see. Oop. There you go. Yeah, what I'm worried about with this configuration is the gaps happening. Unless, of course, we make this a 4x4 in the middle. That might do the trick. Let me see here. Let's try this. Come here. There we go. No. You gotta stay on there. Come on. Interesting. Okay. Is that plate causing issues? Yeah, that's causing issues for sure. Let me get a round 2x2 plate. If I have one. There you go. And use that underneath really quick. There we go. That's much better. Fantastic. And then I wanted to try to use some small plates here and a 2x4 brick. Would that be too much or would that be just right? Yes, there we go. That fills the gaps better. I like that. Let's see. Oh, don't go anywhere. And we'll use a 1x1 plate underneath to strengthen that connection. There we go. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So got an angle that I'm liking there on that corner. You can do the same on the other side essentially. And now we got a big central chunk to fill in. This might actually be almost. Maybe a little too transparent happening right there. We'll mess with it a little bit more. 20 USD is like 35 AUD. Yeah, that sounds about right to me, that Lego kid, but I'm sure you could Google it and find out. Someone might have Yetis for sale at a convention. Yes, I will be checking that out, Tim. Some of the vendors might have a Yeti, so. Almost got you, Mark. Yeah, I said the C on COOL. Almost got me. I got to go. It's been COOL. I have an early flight tomorrow morning. Take care, Nexus. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, my friend. Good luck on your flight and your travel tomorrow. Superman saving Captain America. That would be a very fun integration, Tim. See you on the Nexus. Absolutely, Nexus. Take care. Grumpy Jay's giving him a hard time. Geez, Nexus, leaving already? Exactly. No worries. Nexus has got business to take care of tomorrow. We're not going to fault him for that. So. I have 381 subs now. Nice. Working on a new vid. Fantastic, that Lego kid. That's great. I feel like that's a bit of growth since the last time we chatted. So. Because you're my favorite YouTuber, I'll tell you what it's about. Oh, what your video is going to be about? I would love to hear it. Let's add a few more transparent bricks while we're at it here. Captain America under Superman's garage floor. Hey, I like Captain America too. I like both of these superheroes, so we'll see. We'll see. Don't want to disrespect Cap too much. Oh, we need a brick under there. Yes. Come on. Don't separate on me. Let's see. I need a 1x1 tile of some kind. I could use this. Perfect. Put that there, and this on there. Like that. Nice. Good. That's starting to form a big crystal base right there. I like that. I'm rebuilding old Lego sets that have been lost amongst the rest of my cluttered parts. Ooh, fun. Yes, rebuilding sets can be quite a challenge, that Lego kid, but if you think you have pretty much all the pieces, it's definitely worth it. So. Mark Falworth says, Cross. That much pieces are sure to be expensive for my MOC. Yeah, if you get all those pieces that you listed, that's going to add up pretty quickly, unfortunately. But if you save up your money, it's worth getting some good Bricklink orders for sure. Let's see here. I think I figured something out here that'll work. Let's put it just a few more bricks taller, I think. There we go. And we could probably do that. Let's get a, do we have a 1x2 slope here. Good. Oh, let's do a crystal on top of this, or maybe right there. Nice. Yeah, 9:05, and normally we have the stream go till 9:15, so we're, I won't say running out of time, but we're getting towards the end of the stream here. So I would love to get a little more progress on this big crystal here, but we'll see. I think I can get most of it done by the time the stream is over if I really lock in here, but let's see. David is here. Good to see you, David. Thanks for stopping by. My Power Miners figures are practically drooling as they watch the stream. Yeah, if you like crystals, David, you've come to the right live stream. Let me show you what I got here. Hold on. Let me show off my crystal collection for David. So, there's the red ones right here. Big bag of red. It's pretty full. You got the dark blue ones here. That's also a pretty big bag of dark blue crystals. You got the medium blue. I've actually got more medium blue than light blue, so that's kind of annoying. Got a few more light blue ones that have sprinkled their way down here. We'll have to grab at some point. You got the transparent pink ones here. You got some red. These are just gemstones. Those aren't crystals. Those are cut gems. You got the bag of neon green there, which is my favorite color of crystal. You got the bag of bright green, which is actually one of the most numerous that I have, second only to purple, which we will get out in 1 second. This is the gallon bag of over almost 4,000 purple crystals, which I have yet to use in a MOC. So I do love crystals, but I don't always get around to building with them. So one day we'll get to some purple crystals. Until then, it's just it works as a nice pillow, you know. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's the most of the crystal collection there. So we're making use of the trans light blue ones here on the table right there. So I love to show off my crystal collection. What's the creature of Star Wars that Luke encounters in the snow? That's the Wampa, right? Yeah, it's the Wampa. Grumpy's got it. Yeah. I spent $120 on Bricklink last weekend. Found a store that was 50% off liquidation. Ordered a ton of various blade arches. Can never have enough when it comes to castles. Absolutely, David. You definitely want to have some, light bluish gray arches, light gray arches, dark bluish gray arches. Very useful. I find myself running out of some of the basic sizes on some bigger castle projects. So. Get a Wampa, Mark. Oh, I should. I really should, because it would really fit perfectly in this stream. In this MOC that we're streaming on. But yeah, I think they're going to be a little more expensive these days. I think they're like $40 plus, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 50. So yeah, we'll see about that. I'd love to, but they're not cheap. So David says those medium blue and trans pink are gorgeous. Yes, those are some great colors for crystals, man. They're fun. So isn't CAC a Chinaware company that sell plates and things? Clone Army Customs isn't, I don't think they are kind of selling Chinese knockoff Lego. They're making custom clone accessories, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I haven't bought from Clone Army Customs in a while, so I wouldn't know, but you can look it up. So, Nick says, maybe, Mark, you said cool, I just said it again. You said COL when you were showing the scorpions a while back. Then you said it about 10 minutes later after someone became a member. Oh, man. Well, we'll make sure we count those up, Nick. Thank you for checking that. There's 1, 2 for the 2 that I missed. And I just said it now when I read your comments. So that's another another few to... I think we're pretty much caught up now, Nick. But thank you for counting those up. I will sometimes say it and not catch it at all. And if nobody catches me on it, then it's going to get through the stream without me noticing. So... Good to know. Alrighty, we got a few more. I would love to have this sit right in there, but I don't know if that's going to work. That would be ideal. Maybe we could just kind of have it sit like that. That would be awesome. It's just a very subtle crack. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll try to make it work. Yeah, Clone Army Customs is what Cross is talking about. I don't think they're necessarily like a Chinese knockoff brand, but I don't know. I haven't bought a lot from Steven would know more about it. He's bought a few of those figures. Would you be able to deck out the cave floor with all those crystals? For sure, yeah. We'd definitely be able to tile it off with Translight Blue to make it icy and slippery in there. I had one but sold it and didn't realize the resale price. Oh no, Tim. I'm sorry to hear that. So, oh, that Lego kid has got to head out. Take care of that Lego kid. Bye. Great stream. Absolutely. We'll see you next time, that Lego kid. Geology Joe has stopped in. Good to see you, Geo Joe. Hope you're doing well. We're doing something you'll probably like. We're working on ice crystals. Are ice crystals part of geology? Right? Yeah, like glaciers are, right? Yeah. So, yeah, we're working on ice crystals to decorate the ice planet MOC. Going pretty well. So we've got a couple of them done. We got some smaller ones over here. We got a medium one over here. We got one with a frozen Yeti on the inside right here. So that's pretty interesting. And then we're working on a pretty big one right here. That's turning out pretty well so far. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on this and see if we can build for the last 5-10 minutes or so of the stream and get it done. There we go. And question for those watching. A couple of us have chimed in. I think it was Henry and maybe somebody else said the snowflake was a little too much, was a little too elaborate. Let me know if you think that should be stuck on the MOC somewhere, on these crystals somewhere. Kind of maybe in the background, maybe not quite so like on the top like a Christmas tree. But let me know if that's too detailed. I might even do a poll on that later. Don't want to distract too much from the crystals themselves. Oh, let's do this. There we go. Mark, you should put all the orange studs in a mason jar and have people guess how many times you said the word C-O-O-L. Exactly. Yeah, for those who are watching and somehow don't know, I'm trying not to say the word C-O-O-L. But yeah. Mark, how much would you say is left on the overall build until it's complete? I'd say about 10% more just to have the baseline, basic essentials done for the creation. And that should finish within the next 2 or 3 days. And then we'll be ready for the convention, not this weekend, but the following weekend. So we're where we need to be schedule-wise, doing good. There are some things I'd love to do further beyond the basics. I'd love to make an ice train, ice planet train, and make a really great all-terrain rescue vehicle, really big vehicle. Not quite as big as the big spaceship, but large. So that's 2 last things I want to make for the scene. Maybe one more building for the base to kind of spruce up some of the buildings. But yeah, pretty much how it should be. So let's see. Yep, ice is a mineral. Looks awesome. So I wouldn't have guessed ice is a mineral. That's awesome. Thank you, Giorgio, for that information. I wouldn't have assumed that. So let's do that. And let's do that. And let's do that. There we go. Awesome. And we've just about got the last few details on this ice crystal. I think we need one more cheese slope. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that'll work. And let me just put a few more on the back here too, just to kind of round it out, flesh it out a little bit. There's one over here. And that'll do it, I think. A few more bricks right there. I think I need like 4 more cheese slopes, but I might not. Well, actually, we got time. We got a few more minutes. We can put a few on there really quick. There we go. Did we have one more of those 1x1 bricks? Let me see if I can track one down. Hold on. Aha! There's one. Perfect. Let's put that right there. Fantastic. And we have to put a few ice crystals around the outside base of this thing too, so. What I mean by that is a couple like these Chima ones here. Down here, maybe obscuring some of the base a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. Awesome. Maybe a few more around the side, because this is one of the bigger ones. We want to make sure it's pretty decorated. And maybe one more over here. Yeah. Oh, looks pretty great. Getting a lot thicker as we go along. There's some big ice crystals. Yeah, that snowflake might be too much on that last one. Might have to take that off. But looking pretty good. Let's take that snowflake off though and kind of consider a different possibility there. I'll put that smaller crystal on there instead. There you go. Great. Remember, water is technically lava. Yep. Blew my mind there, yes. Andrew Riley's on his way out. Take care, Andrew. Thank you so much. Water is hot to ice. Yeah, water is hot compared to ice. You are right, Geology Joe. Exactly. Cross-dropping all the crystals and Ice Planet figure emojis. I love it. Bye, Grumpy. I've seen far grumpier. There you go. But lightning comes out of volcanoes, too. The ash clouds cause it. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, I'd love to see a volcano erupt from a long distance away. Don't want to be too close. All right. Well, it is 9:16, so I feel like we've gotten to a good point. We technically could start another crystal, but we've gotten 4 ice crystals done of various sizes. They're a little fragile here and there, but not too bad. So we will have these ready to decorate the... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Decorate the scene with. And those should look amazing. Only said the word COOL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Not too bad. Might have missed 1 or 2 here and there. But yeah, doing good. All right. The glitter lerp and snowflake may make it look more like a Frozen planet and not Ice Planet. Yeah, you're right. It might look like the Frozen movie versus more of a sci-fi genre Ice Planet. So yeah, might hold off on those pieces. But yeah. Fab, Mark. Oh, thank you, Tim. Best one yet. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, this has been a very fun stream. This is also, these builds are a little smaller, a little more approachable. You're hopefully able to see the build process for the most part, so made for a good build stream. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. We'll be probably not necessarily doing a live stream from Brick Fair. I almost called it Brick Fair. Brick Fan Expo, Alabama, Birmingham. I'll at least be taking some pictures, posting for members and for the public, so check that out. So this upcoming Sunday, we should have a sorting stream. But after that, there might be a little break in live streams. But we'll be back again with more mock building. Maybe not necessarily Ice Planet. We'll see. This is like theoretically one of the last ones for a while. We'll probably be hitting a different theme. So if you have ideas for that, let me know in the comments. We might even do some polls. Looking forward to that. So yeah, good stream, Mark. See everyone. How do you like the new Horse Knights? Oh, I like them, okay. They look really good. We were talking about that last sorting stream. I think they look great. The shield designs look cool. On that note, time to wrap it up. Everyone have a great rest of your evening. Have a great weekend. And we'll hopefully have some more posts and content for you next week. So take care, everyone. Good night. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.